Yo, what's on guys, it's Tom and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new episode of my MotoGP rider career here for episode number 16 I believe, and getting into the midway point now of the Moto2 season. Today's episode we're going to be racing around Catalunya and Assen, so two great tracks, including Assen, my all-time favourite, so it should be a pretty good episode and hopefully we can try and get a good result after the incredible episode last time out where we had such a good result. So let's try and continue our good form as we're now starting to get into grips with the KTM and try and progress nicely and try and improve our results. So without further ado, let's jump straight into qualifying for Catalunya. Right, qualifying Catalunya, one of the tracks that obviously I know from F1 and a track where last year did pretty well in Moto3, so it should promise to be the same sort of thing here in Moto2. So without further ado, let's jump straight into qualifying and see how far we can get on the grid. Right, so the end of my first lap, a really disappointing one, 3.5 seconds off the pace. That final sector is terrible, but I've got a long way to go before I get up to speed around here, which is quite worrying. Right, a decent improvement on our second lap, 1.8 off the pace this time around, still a mile off. I'll lose about 9 tenths in the final sector alone, but let's see if we can improve here. I feel like I'm getting to grips with the bike a little bit more now. Right, at the end of my fourth lap, coming out the final corner, I went a much better lap, but I still think I'm miles away, and as we cross the line, still 1.2 off the pace, so that's good enough for P10. I'm really struggling around here, I don't know what to do. I just got to try and keep going around and see what I can do, but I'm running out of time now. Okay, this lap isn't going to be an improvement, but I wanted to get the clean air. I've just got past a couple of bikes behind me on the minimap, and now I've got clean air for this last lap and last attempt. Right, out the final corner, the checker flag has dropped. Fastest 3 sectors so far, but the final hasn't been great. Across the line, and it's P9, so we only improved by 1 place in the end, and still 1.1 off the pace. So I lost a lot of time in that final sector, a whole second in the final sector, so that's where I'm really struggling on this bike. But other than that, the lap was pretty damn good, and I managed to save it in all 3 sectors, like I said, except for the last one. So hopefully it can promise to be a good race, and hopefully I don't struggle as much in the final sector. But overall, that was qualifying. We're now going to jump into the race.
Warm-up lap complete then. The riders have taken up their positions on the starting grid, and the Grand Prix of Catalunya about to get underway.
Right, here we go then. Catalunya, let's try and make it a good one. 4 red lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go. Let's try and get a good start here off the line. Just getting sort of caught in by Nakagami, which isn't going to help me. It's going to ruin my momentum off the start line here, but up to P6 so far, good start. Now into turn 1 for the first time. Let's find the inside line. Make sure they have no contact with nobody. Right on the outside, and there we go. What a start that is, from P9 up into P2. Unbelievable stuff, getting past a load of bikes through the first couple of corners, and now we're behind Mr. Marquez, who is the man I was following throughout the entirety of qualifying in his slipstream to try and learn the lines around here. But not too bad of a start here at Catalunya. Let's try and keep it going now. P2, let's try and stick with Marquez and try and maybe pass him. I know I'm good in the first 3 sectors pretty much. The third one I struggle a little bit, but the final sector is where I lose my time, so let's try and make it work for these first 3 as Luti goes up my inside here. So that's going to demote me down to P3 for now. As the Swiss rider makes a nice move up the inside. Now going into the chicane at turn 9. I'm going to look for the inside on Luti and get him back there. AR brake a little bit early into there, which is one of the corners where I can actually gain a bit of time. So we now go through turn 9. The over the top right hand, a little bit of contact with Luti that's going to push me out wide, which isn't going to help me, but I'm still in second place. And this is allowing Marquez to get away, so we've got to be careful here, as I think if Luti's going to come my inside. A huge bit of contact there. Luti almost knocked me off the bike, coming in way too hot there, and that's going to put me down now, position or 2 for a little while, as I'm now behind Morbidelli. Alright, out to the pit straight, hitting the limiter pretty much, into turn 1, here we go. Going to get the inside line on Morbidelli. Can I pick him up? A little bit of contact there, getting the elbows out, around the outside, getting the move done there, up into P4 again, a little bit more contact there on the exit. Morbidelli's going to cut back underneath me, I think, in turn 3. I'm short shifting up into 3rd, and Morbidelli's got me back there, so fair play to him. That's me back down to P5, but good little battle kicking off here between me and Morbidelli, and this top 5 pack is pretty close. You got obviously the top 3 bikes, both of the Mark VDS, both of the KTMs, and also Luti's single Carpex into Wetton bike, so things are looking good. But here we go, I'm going to have a good exit out of here, I feel. Nice bit of traction, right on the back of Morbidelli. I think I'm going to do the same what I did on Luti last lap. Up the inside of the chicane, running a little bit hot this time though, but I've got it slowed down. But Morbidelli just goes around my outside, a nice little move there from the Italian rider. I think he's Brazilian actually, I'm not sure. Either way, he made it work. Going through turn 9 now, and still in P5, so I wonder if we're struggling already. Okay, I'm really starting to get a bit frustrated now behind Morbidelli. I'm going to make the move any moment now, but I don't know when. It's just he's starting to drop off from this front 3 pack, and I need to make the move now to keep up with the front 3. So I'm going to have to time the move soon, but Morbidelli's definitely starting to hold me up a little bit now. Here we go, up the inside of turn 9 possibly. A little bit of contact. We're right on the back of him now as we exit the corner. We've just tapped wheels slightly, but I've got the inside line. Can I get him on the brakes into the hairpin? I'm not very good into the brakes into here. I'll have to tighter inside line though. A little bit of contact, squat the power on. And there we go, made the move work up into P4. So now, let's see if I can pull away through this final sector, which is where I struggle so much. Right, fast up of the race for me, so it goes to show I'm starting to set the pace here, and I'm catching up to these guys up ahead. So let's see if we can hunt them down in these last 2 laps to go and see if we can make some damage and make some moves. Right, I've had a great run out of turn 9 on Thomas Luthi. Can I go for the move possibly on the brakes? I want to look for the outside line. It's going to be a bit too bold, I think. Luthi just sort of covering the inside, and I couldn't really make the move there, so good defensive riding from the Swiss, but I'm still right on the back of him here, and I think I'm going to make the move on the pit straight to turn 1. I think that's where I want to do the move anyway. Right, I'm buried deep in the toe of Thomas Luthi here, and I think I'm a bit far back to make a dive into turn 1, but I'm going to have a look on the brakes anyway. Take a plunge. Can I get the apex? Yes, I do, and there we go. I've actually made it work from miles back, so a nice move out the inside, and I'm now up into 3rd place. Now I've got to try and hunt down my teammate, but right now I'm in a podium position, which is pretty damn good. So I start from P9, I'll take P3, but we've still got this lap to go. Let's see if I can possibly catch Oliveira, but I think he's a little bit too far out of reach. Lucy's just got back up my inside of the hairpin, so on this last lap, it's just going to get feisty between myself and the Swiss rider to try and get that final step on the podium here. A little bit of contact, but I'm going to go up the inside of him here into the final chicane. Let's try and make it work. Let's go try and defend my position now through the chicane one more time. Lucy's going to look for the inside. I'll have the inside for the next corner, barge him off, and there we go. I think that's going to pretty much guarantee us and solidify P3 as we come through the final corner at Catalunya. We've just got to run it up to the line, but I think it's P3 and a podium finish at Catalunya again, and my 3rd podium in a row. So there you go. I'm just starting to really improve now on this KTM machine and really starting to get better at it, and fastest up the race was for me. So it just goes to show that I'm starting to get there. I'm starting to become a bit of a threat on this bike now, and bit by bit, slowly by slowly, I am getting better on the bike. So, you know, it is getting there. And the next race is at ASSEN, a track that I absolutely love, so I really fancy my chances around there. So let's just go there now and jump straight into qualifying. Right, here we are in qualifying. It's a very wet one here at ASSEN, so that's going to help us hopefully for the conditions, because I fancy my chances in the wet, let alone in the dry. So let's try and get into it here and see where we qualify for the Dutch TT. Okay, I'm seriously on one around here. This is my track. I don't need more than 1 lap to get to grips around here. 1.3 up in the 3rd sector, and I think I've got this wrapped up if I don't mess up the final sector. So right now things are looking pretty damn good in these conditions on this bike, and I feel as confident as ever around here, and that is a great sign as we go through the final chicane, running up to the line. A little bit scruffy through there, but across the line, will it be pole? Yes, it is, by 1.6 seconds. I mean, what more is there to say? This is my track. I'll be very surprised if I don't win this race. There we go. Pole position, dominated qualifying. 1.6 seconds. It only took me 1 lap to get it. And the bike felt absolutely incredible with that race. Or that qualifying session, should I say. But now, speaking of the race, we are going to jump into it now and try and convert the pole position into a win.
Everything's ready for the race to start now. We're just waiting for those lights to go out. The riders will take these last few seconds to focus on the race ahead.
Right, it's race time. It's the exact same conditions as qualifying. We're going to gear up to 4 red lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go for the Dutch Grand Prix at Assen. A little bit of wheel spin, a little bit out of shape on the start there, but I've made it work, and I'm sitting in 1st place as we go into turn 1, taking the inside line for the 1st corner, and there we go. We've held on to our lead, and now it's time to start pumping in the lap times and hopefully pulling away. But first of all, we just got to get a feel for the conditions, make sure that... Oh, wow, huge! That's completely set me off now for that corner. Morbidelli just... Huge crash, smacking straight into the side of me there. So that's going to really send me back. And now Marquez has got back. So I was just about to get ready to settle into my rhythm, but then that sort of just put me off a little bit. Morbidelli with a huge crash. Absolutely gigantic crash there. So not ideal for him. But here we go. Getting the run on Marquez. I'm looking at the inside. It's very tight, but I've got the inside line. There we go. We made it work, and we're back up into first place. But that's a massive crash in Morbidelli. You have to be very careful with that. But nonetheless, there we go. We've re-inherited first place now, and it's time to start setting the lap times up front and setting the pace. Look at the gap I've pulled out to the guys behind. Absolutely incredible pace. Undoubtedly the fast lap of the Grand Prix. I mean, my pace is absolutely extortionate around here, and I wouldn't know the difference between wet or dry conditions. I'm just that damn quick around here. So really getting the hammer down and really just showcasing how good I am around this circuit. And surely you have to wonder, so MotoGP teams have to be looking at this performance thinking to themselves, I could be a possible asset for them. But look at the gap I have to the guys behind, only on lap 3 out of 6. The gap behind is absolutely massive, and yet again another fastest lap, just really getting the hammer down and just dominating the race. So really showcasing what I have and how good I'm in these wet conditions, especially around this particular circuit. But look at the gap I have there. You can see the guys on the lead finally now. Unbelievable stuff. Also, so you know guys, the AI are on the hardest difficulty, so it's not a question of like me having like low difficulty. I'm on the hardest. It's just a fact I've got a great pace around here, and also that AI I don't think are particularly great around here. I think they're pretty slow by default, but I've just got the pace around here, simple as that. Especially on this bike. This bike feels really good and natural around this circuit, better than the Moto 3 and the MotoGP bike in my opinion around this circuit. So all them factors combined together, and you've got the big gap. Right, through the final couple of corners has been a dominant performance, and one that I really wanted to have for a long time. A track that I know so well, my favourite track on the calendar, and one where I always want to try and do well at, and there's been no exception. As I come out the final corner, a little bit of a wheelie as well just to celebrate, but I win the Dutch Grand Prix, and what a performance, what a race, and I'm so happy with how that went. Right, and looking at the final race results, you can see that my best lap of the race was over 3 seconds faster than anybody else on the circuit. Like, honestly, what happened that race? My pace was on another planet. I won the race, my teammate came second, so it's a 1-2 for KTM. A huge crash with Morbidelli at the start of the race, and obviously for the Riders' Championship that means that I'm now in 4th place, only 3 points behind my teammate. So, 33 points behind my teammate. So, I've caught up the last 4 races, 4 podiums in a row. I've got my season right back on track. And you have to think that the title fight is going to be between the 2 KTMs and the 2 Calyx bikes. So it's going to be very interesting. Or should I say Mark VDS bikes, it depends how you want to call it. But hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. And if you did, then leave a big thumbs up on the video down below, just while we're looking at the constructor standings. Also, if you're new around here, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. And also, if you haven't missed any of the videos on the screen right now, then do just go check them out if you haven't done so already. I'm doing loads of uploads this month, guys, so do just check out my channel all the time, frequently. There will always be like double uploads on the channel every single day. At least I'm trying to do that, if not triple, like yesterday and the day before that. So do just go check the videos out if you haven't missed any of them in the link down below. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and yeah guys, I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.